Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. On our last installment, forces collided and emerged, giving off a sense of awesomeness to the conclusion, to the final part of investigation. And now that we are that much closer to the epic conclusion, I think it's time now for us to actually get on with it. So, with that, I give you Bridge to the Turnboat. Already in progress. Chapter start! February 9th, Inner Temple Training Hall. Right. Is this what Godo was talking about? Yeah. The trick locks. Now then, ladies, please remove these at once.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me.
What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Itis escaped. And I know that there was only one lock when I last came here.
So, you're saying that you can undo the new locks? Yes.
If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you're one to talk with your face all green.
Miles Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself.
Don't be ridiculous!
There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state.
Go and get some rest!
That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth.
Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden.
Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives.
No shit.
That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can help solve these bothersome puzzles.
I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Itis?
No, not at all.
As I was doing this earlier, before I left for today, as I mentioned, I'm going to do this over. The reason why I'm doing this over is because I really, really want to finish this. So we're going to talk about the escape. Why did you make a run for it, Itis?
I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried. I just had to come and see. In other words, you then ran away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the sacred cavern was alright, but... But what? Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern's door, and... Who in the world would have done something like this?
Trick lock.
These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Korean tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who set these locks?
I don't think it's that simple, Franziska Sheena von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them.
What does that mean?
It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks. The first one.
Yes, that's correct.
What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this?
Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But
it would take time, won't it?
Yes, about a day if I had to guess.
A whole day?
Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Sure, I'll do whatever I can.
We've got to wait another day. Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your own strength now. The night of the crime. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get.
And what might that be, Phoenix Easy Wright?
I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen at that same evening at the inner temple. And then you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too.
Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the inner temple.
It's as if you were. Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Psyche-lock! I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. So she's been psyche-locked for good measure. Well, let's move. She's gonna leave you until further notice. Let's move. Off to the garden. February 9th, Inner Temple Garden. The cops are still combing this place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's got to be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth? Ah! Hey! Don't you dare run away! What do you want, Wright? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris? Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. Talk it, brother. Talk it. The investigation. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the gun here. There's a high chance this is the actual actual scene of the crime, that's why. You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely, you don't suspect Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect. Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right? Earthquakes. So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes. No, thankfully my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. Flashback to Phoenix Wright 1. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense lawyer. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. And that case was finally resolved 3 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there! But it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more of this self-pity, okay? Iris. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her before somewhere. No. Wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file? Yes. I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I had seen her face before. 6 years ago. 6 years ago? It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated. Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. Let's move on. From the Inner Temple Gate. February 9th, Inner Temple Gate. I'm finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. Let's head back. From here. February 9th, Dusky Bridge. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. Sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry. Maybe I'll find Larry there, sulking again. So we go to Heavenly Hall. February 9th, Heavenly Hall.
Oh, Missy Nick!
Pearls, what are you doing here?
There's nothing. What about Missy Myers?
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick?
Larry? It's the loser shack where losers get together to lose themselves.
It's the what? Hey, we found comfort in each other's feelings, okay? You got a problem with that? Look, Mr. Larry, there's a picture of me.
That's great, Pearls. We're going to gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable old campfire. So stay out of our way.
I don't believe this.
Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll let you down.
Oh, Mrs. Maya.
Oh, boy. Naughty sketch. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture?
I got nothing to say to you, Nick. I's here now with Pearl. Two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore.
What am I going to do with him? Alright then, what do you think about this picture, Pearl?
I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw it also, I think it's really amazing.
See, someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flies to look like that, you know?
Supposed to be Sister Iris fly for years, yeah? I love it, it's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy.
No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew, I'll tell you, Iris really flew like that night.
But Mr. Iris.
Now you two, please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase, I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. And I was awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. It looks like I don't have any, choice but to take this sketch at face value. Hey, what's with that look of doubt on your face? The night of crime. Pearls?
Yes, Mr. Nick?
I've been meaning to ask you about the night of murder. Where were you and what exactly were you doing when it all happened?
I was just, well, I'm just kidding you. I'm sure it really doesn't matter what I was doing, does it, Mr. Nick?
Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Dunham's room reading a book together. But Miss Dunim was murdered and you, Pearls, were at the inner temple. Just what exactly happened at night, Pearls?
I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick.
Oh, Pearls.
I've been a bad girl. And I'll be punished.
What are you talking about, Pearls?
My spiritual power is disappeared.
What? Her powers have disappeared. Lost powers. What do you mean your powers disappeared, Pearls?
It's all over for me. Spirit Mule can't tell spirits just like a painter who can't paint. Hey, what are you looking at me for?
Pearls. Did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakor Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps?
Way to go, Nick! You made her cry!
That was really cool of you! Just as I thought. I'm going to have to break her psyche like to get the truth out of her. Oh boy! Moving on to the main hall. February 9th, Hazakor Temple, main gate. I wonder if Sister Bikini has gone back to the main hall already. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. February 9th, Hazakor Temple, main hall, and she is still a bowl of nerves.
Well, what's the damage? How's the sacred cavern?
It looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. Well, start whistling, Dixie.
But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Korean tradition.
We have Iris at the sacred cavern, trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini.
Oh yes, we were in the middle of a chat, weren't we?
Yes, you were telling me about. You were telling me how the Master of Korean disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Faye suddenly appeared at this temple.
It's about a week ago when Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Korean tradition's main family line. I am here to put a stop to them."
Someone was trying to destroy the main family line?
There's only one heir to the title of master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new Master Crane, and her daughters the main family. All other mediums become branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line.
Yeah, sounds like our family. Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? About the channeling technique. You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real? Yes, I do. It's been 3 years since I've met Maya. Hasn't gave me a blowjob yet, but it's been 3 years for that to happen. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Mass Damas case, and during Maggie Bird's trial too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I need her the most. The Karain technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead, that's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? You're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. A mistake? What mistake? It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. That incident. Is she talking about what I think she is? Yes, the one that was in the last game. I'm sure the record still exists if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. The DL6 incident. DL6 incident. The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 3 years ago. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And a medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Through Mystic Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world has ever seen the Korean tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Korean village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Korean tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? Family Feud. Not the game show. The spiritual power of the Korean channeling technique is in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Faye family, have always been spirit mediums. It's because
has the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly within us, flows strongly through us.
According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power.
The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mr. Gami. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master.
And the ones who don't become branch families, right?
That's right, and it's always the cause of tragedy.
You know, Maya has a sister too. An older sister named Mia.
Oh yes, I've heard of her.
What? You know about Mia?
Of course. She became a lawyer in hopes of discovering what happened to her mother.
And lost her life as a result.
Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition.
Really?
Well, she saw what happened to her mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mom and her aunt.
That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the Master Seat from her.
Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you know.
From part 2. Morgan. There's a name I know well. In Justice for All. It was a year ago now, at Maya's home, Crane Village. What she did was terrible. It was all so she could make her own daughter the next master.
I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter. Then you must have already realized that Iris.
Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this?
That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter.
What? Iris is what?! Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter?! Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter?
Oops, I thought you already knew. Sounded like you met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already.
I have. I know her very well.
Oh?
Yes, Pearls. Pearl Faye.
But I always thought she was an only child.
You just... That child, she's Mystic Morgan's...
I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she?
Yes. Ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master.
I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2.
What? What? 3?
Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl.
What? Twin sister?
Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled.
It wasn't many years later that Crane's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mr. Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her in the village, taking their twin daughters with him. Ooh, how awful. He was Julia now. In the end, he married, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up to be looked after by us here at the temple. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister, could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris' sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had 2 older sisters. Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls. It seems the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So, Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit more. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. Thank you. Alright, next thing we're going to do, I do mean that next thing we're going to do, is we're going to head to the courtyard. February 9th, Hazakor Temple Courtyard. Sounds like someone's sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that they're humming? No more tears, no crying, singing with me. No more tears, no crying. No more tears, no more tears, no crying. No more tears. I remember when we used to search I love my job. Who cares if the clothes I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. Investigating for the love of investigating. That's a passion. Your kids survived, your kids lost along the way. I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Every kid's gonna be airtight. Every kid's gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh. Okay. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon.
That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but I haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. It looks like a letter or something. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with this case, though. A letter.
Hold on, let's talk about this.
The investigation.
So, how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe?
I don't know if you should be telling you, pal, but I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder weapon took place in the inner temple garden. And they're taking that blood writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ.
What?
You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is if you don't find mine down in that sacred cavern, we're going to be faced with one ugly situation.
What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here?
You got me, I don't know. They're not my words, pal.
And who said it?
Mr. Godo.
Godo? What did he mean by that?
The letter.
About that letter you found.
Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting the gut trying to find the murder weapon. And all I find is some burnt up old letter.
Burnt up old letter.
Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside your temple.
The incinerator? I knew it. I knew I wasn't imagining it. There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder.
What's up with you, pal? I've got it right here if you want to take a look.
Can I? Do you mind?
Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff. I bet it's got no relation to the case.
Spirit mediums?
Burnt letter at it. It's got to be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters.
I better give it to a good looking over with some serious thought.
Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. There is a crime, pal.
You know what? Let's take a look at that. It says here, be careful. Once night falls, should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is... She is our ally. The whole... Here is a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is burned, also make... Not. Tell anyone about this letter. Bravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. Oh man, that's some dark, dark shit right there. Murder weapon. So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far?
Well, it wasn't the Shishito that was found impaled in the victim's body. It's the actual proof that in court today.
Yes, that's true.
In which case, it must have been another blade.
And that's what you're running around with, like a headless chicken looking for now, huh?
Yeah. And man, is it ever tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We've got the Federal of Forensics in our cap these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this.
Secret weapon.
Secret weapon.
What's the secret weapon of yours?
You wanna know? You gotta think scientifically, okay? Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No. I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. So what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! A metal detector!
Raise your hands if you didn't see this coming a mile away.
Well, you want to give scientific investigation a go? Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try?
I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? Yeah, let's play forensics expert.
Come on, pal. It's good fun. I'm telling you.
Alright then. I guess I'll give it a go.
Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. So sensitive you couldn't make it cry. So high tech you could skydive off it.
Oh, bother.
So now I'm going to tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right?
Sure, that's what we're trying to find out.
Right. So first, let's turn the detector on. And that's the sound of the metal detector signal bouncing off. And next, touch the detector and take a real good look around this courtyard. Once you've checked something, the check guards will flash, and then when that happens, touch the guards and really give it a hard stare. This thing picks up metallic objects that are hidden from sight too. Take a good look at anything that seems suspicious. Okay, pal?
Just a pair of skis. Nothing useful for our case here.
I'm actually pretty good on skis, pal. I'm just allowed to fly down the slopes with my coat fluttering in the wind.
Really? I had no idea. How good are you then?
Well, I'm better on skis than I am on skates, but not as good as when I'm on snowboard.
That's a pretty detailed answer.
Oh, but you know, I'm best at making mashed potatoes and gravy.
This guy's losing it. Must be the altitude. You better get back to the investigation. Okay, aside from that, as you can see, you know, when you're checking stuff around here, the slower it is, the more colder you get. But however, the more it flashes, the more hot you're getting. See, what about this? This is Miss Dunham's staff, isn't it?
Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood.
But the detective is reacting to it.
Yeah, but however you look at it, that thing's made of wood, alright? I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic.
Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it?
It's weird that this thing is causing a racket. Here, let me
take a look at it.
Hey! Hands off! Examining evidence is job for the...
The top's coming off!
Look what they've done! They've damaged a really important piece of evidence!
A cane sword! Awesome! That's a sword.
Inside the staff.
Could it be?
Murder weapon?
The murder weapon. I never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff.
They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else.
Yeah, raise your hand if you ever seen Zatoichi. That's what that is. Just remember, Zatoichi.
Thank goodness it wasn't Pain Sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot.
I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. I think we all did, Phoenix. I think we all did. If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey, Gumshoe. Who knows about the hidden sword?
No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now.
Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. Unless if it's trauma. It doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it.
And I guess this isn't the burner weapon, huh?
No! I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder.
Yeah, of course! This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal!
About the same length as the Shishishito, too. This must be the murder weapon.
Okay, I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal.
Everything's gonna be airtight. Everything's gonna be airtight. Wait up, detective!
Huh? Why is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know.
You're going to get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while?
Huh? What are you talking about, pal?
Please. Just until we find Maya.
Maya? What's this got to do with her?
I don't know, but I'm starting to get a real bad feeling in the pit of my stomach.
Oh? How so?
Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and, well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel.
You don't think
Maya's been burnt? Please, detective, let's just wait until we get inside the sacred cavern.
You're looking kind of viridian there. Okay, just stop with that face, pal. One thing, though. The staff's secret trick, let's keep between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, finish.
I understand.
It's just a regular, run-of-the-mill staff. Got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal.
Thank you, detective.
Don't worry. She'll be fine.
Gumshoe.
You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal?
Sure. Thanks. So we get the victim's staff, which has been updated for safekeeping. And let me see. Is there anything else? Yeah, that'll work. I can't help but wonder, though. What was Elise Dunham doing with a staff like this in the first place? Well, we're going to have to find out. And the next thrilling episode of Let's Play Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, please stay tuned for the next part.